Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. I hope you're doing well. First of all, massive apologies for the lack of videos last week. Basically, I was just really busy last week and had no time to make videos. I was in London, I was in Cardiff, I was in Nottingham. A bit less glamorously, I was outside of Grimsby as well for a few days as well, seeing my girlfriend because she lives out there. So, you know, a busy week for me, not really being in situ at my desk in Lincoln doing stuff. So that was why there were no videos last week. I thought, well, it's going to be a very patchy week for videos. I'm just going to write it off and not bother. Just have a week off from video making. And I feel very refreshed. I feel like I'm really excited to make videos again. I am sorry though, because I didn't really communicate that properly with you either. I didn't really say anything at all actually. So I am sorry for that. There'll be better communication next time. I have a week off for some reason or another if I'm really busy and things like that. But hopefully back to normal schedule now, which will be pretty good. We've got Lincoln Loco videos Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Experiments out on Wednesday and Saturday as well. So hopefully that's a full week of videos to keep you going. Right, then we haven't been here then since last Monday where we just missed out on the playoffs. We were about to go into the playoffs in the 91st minute when we scored a goal to beat the team we were playing at the time before Cardiff scored one a minute afterwards in the 92nd minute to make sure they got the place in the playoffs. Agonisingly close to the playoffs last season. Hopefully this season will do better. The team this season, I think, I'm not sure if it's any better than the team we had last season. We really struggled over summer to buy players and get players in that are actually better than players we already had. I don't think the midfield is quite as strong. I think maybe defensively we're stronger. Maybe going forward we're a little bit stronger as well, but it's been a bit of a difficult one. Now, we have already played 2 games this season already, just because the transfer window shuts in between the Preston and the QPR game. And last season, we played a game and then the transfer window shut, and we decided to wait for the rest of the episode to see if any of the 5 players that we were about to sign actually signed for us, and none of them did, which was a bit of a waste of time, really. So I thought, let's get away from that waste of time. Let's just go to the deadline day and get it all done and dusted with. So we played 2 games, and we had 3 players waiting to sign for us on deadline day. Guess how many of them signed for us? That's right, 0. So it would have been another waste of time if we did that again. So I decided not to do it this season, which was quite good in the end. Either way, there has been a fair bit of movement, so we'll go through those movements first before we look at the first 2 fixtures that we played so far in the Championship season. So we'll start off with released players last season. You'll be a bit surprised to see that Mark Hunter has gone on a free transfer, and this was, he just wanted a lot of money. He's gone to Chesterfield now on a free transfer, but he wanted at least £5,000 to play for us, and I wasn't going to give him that £5,000 because I just didn't think he was worth it. So Mark Hunter's gone alongside Mike Coates, Craig Mooney, and Peter Butler, the striker, who had a bit of an up and down career with us, I've got to say. Scored 9 goals in his first season, 4 goals in last season. So it wasn't really particularly good, but did offer a different option for us, I suppose. But he just wasn't warranting. I think he was on about £4,000 or £5,000 per week, and he just wasn't warranting that. So he's gone and currently isn't at another club yet. If we move on to the transfers then, we have had about £5 million worth of transfer total spending and selling and things like that. So a lot of money has changed hands. If we look at all transfers, we'll go on the outs first of all. And the most notable one that's gone is Adrian Simpson. He was our left back last season, probably the best player in the squad in terms of actual raw ability. But he's gone to Norwich for £2.3 million. And when Norwich offered me £2.3 million for a player, I'm just not going to say no to it. So although I didn't want Simpson to go, he has gone to Norwich for £2.3 million. As you can see, we bought him for £210,000. So we've made over 1,000% profit on him actually, which I think is pretty good out there, £2.3 million. So I'm very pleased with that. Carl Smith, the other defender, he's also gone to Chester for 7.5k. He was also going to be released because he wanted loads of money on a contract, new contract. But Chester came in like 2 days before he could go to another club on free transfers, so we took 7.5k for him, so that was fair enough. Tyler Monk's also gone to Brentford for 150k. He just didn't really get the game time, and we're not really planning to play with an attacking midfielder this season, so he's gone for 150k, which is very nice. If we go on to the ins then, actually, we should probably start with loans from last season, actually, because we've managed to retain Ross Burton, Lee Phillip, Jamie Young, and Jason Rendell. All 4 of those players are back on loan with us this season, so we've got quite a bit of continuity with those 4 players that came in on loan. They were very good for us last season, so I think they're going to be really good this season. First player we brought in was Lyle Stone from Chelsea on a free transfer. Again, he's just a young player that's come in at the end of his contract at Chelsea. Saw he's got 5-star potential and 2.5-star current ability as a centre-back. We thought, okay, we'll take a punt on him. So he's come in for 2 seasons, or 3 seasons actually, a 3-year deal. Hopefully he's going to prove himself to be a decent player in the future for us. So that's Lyle Stone. Don't expect to see him, but he's at the club right now. First player that we paid money for was Ron Olding from Aston Villa. £300,000 of a 2.7 million, by the way. 2.7 million we spent on players this season. So we have spent quite a bit of money. Ron Olding's the first one, £300,000. Was a waste of money. The scouts had him at 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's coming at 2.5-star current ability and 4-star potential. So he was a waste of money. Won't play too much this season, but did play in the Notts County squad last season that got promoted to the Championship from League One. So is probably good enough at this level, maybe, but I don't think he's going to be starting. So don't expect too much from him. We then spent £21,000 on Akeem Howcraft. Again, a young player with potential that isn't going to start at right back, but we needed a bit of cover there. So he's come in, not going to play too much, has been at Billericay and Sheffield United beforehand. Hasn't really done a lot, but I think in the future could be a decent player. So he's more like Lyle Stone. Look for him in the future. We then absolutely smashed our transfer fee spent on Theo Taverny. £1.3 million we spent on this chap from West Brom, who is a centre-back, 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. Looks really, really solid as well, which I'm really pleased about. He is going to be the new stalwart at the back, and fingers crossed, is going to do really well. Now, won League One last season with Middlesbrough, so obviously is used to playing in a very, very good side, and I think he's going to do quite a lot of stuff for us this season. I think he's going to be a really solid player for us, and hopefully keep clean sheets against Middlesbrough and other teams we play, maybe even West Brom at some point. Oh, I've just realised I said ages ago as well, I need to change this to attribute analysis, because it's on biography, and then a few of them in the comment section said, can you change to this? So here you go. You've missed it for the first few players now, but they don't really matter. From Theo onwards, this is where this thing matters. Next up, £190,000 spent on Emmanuel Shaggery from MK Dons. He looks like a decent player, but again, a similar situation where Scout said he was better than he actually was. 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. Sort of wasted some money there on him, but hopefully he'll be good backup for us this season at least. Has played relatively well last season for MK Dons in League One. Has got Premiership pedigree though by playing with Brighton. Actually made an appearance in the Premier League for Brighton. So has got caps at the Premier League level. Hopefully he'll be decent for us this season when we need him. Next up, for just over £500,000, Michael Watts comes in from Burton. Now you should recognise Michael Watts because we had him on loan a few seasons ago before he went to Burton instead of Arsenal. And we've been really desperately looking for a new right back because Prince, although he's good, just isn't quite good enough for this level. We need someone who's a little bit better. And the only player that sort of wanted to join us was Watts. After being relegated with Burton, he decided to take the step to us. For a lot of money, I'll give you that. Probably too much money, but he's played well so far this season. Is a good quality player as well with 3-star current ability and 4.5-star potential. So I think he could be a very good player in the future still. We just need to give him consistent game time and a good bit of form. After Michael Watts, we spent £300,000 on Javon Fletcher. He is a left back. We needed more cover at left back after, of course, Simpson went for 2.3 million, so we had to get someone else in. So not quite as good as Simpson, but Javon Fletcher comes in with 3.5-star current ability and 4-star potential. I still think that's really, really good. He's on a lot of money, an awful lot of money for this level, at least for us at this level, I've got to say. He's probably he's our most expensive player at the moment, but we needed to get someone who was good and someone who wanted to come to us. There weren't many players who actually wanted to come to us at all, so it was lucky that we actually got this chap in, I've got to say. Played a few games last season in the Premier League for Norwich, but played quite a bit for Norwich in their promotion season. So that's quite handy for us. If he played very well for Norwich in their promotion season, that must mean something for us at least. So hopefully he'll be very good for us and has played very well so far, as you can see, on a 7.85 average rating in the 2 games so far. Finally, Steve Collins comes in from Everton. Again, we just needed more bodies in the midfield, and all our scouts seem to say that we've got good midfielders on the scout report. But when they actually sign for us, we get 2.5-star quality players with 4-star potential. So he's not the best, but he's only on loan, so it's not too bad. We are lacking a little bit in midfield, but we do have Stan Porter and Ross Burton who start for us. Mel Goff is there as well, who's pretty decent. It's just these 3 players that we brought in aren't quite as good as I thought they were going to be. So that's a bit of a shame, but hopefully we don't need to rely on them too much. Hopefully come January we can maybe shift 1 or 2 of them off and get some other people in that might be a bit better. Today with the transfers, I'm not quite sure what you make of it. I think some of them are good, some of them are below par. It's a bit of a weird transfer window for us, I think. I don't think we've massively improved on the squad, but considering that we were so close to playoffs last season, I don't think we needed to improve the squad all that much. I'm just worried that we're going to suffer from second season syndrome and just be nowhere near as good as we were last season and probably finish more mid-table. I mean, I'll be very happy with mid-table still because that's still an achievement for Lincoln United to survive in this division, especially when we've got such a small budget. I mean, if we look at this, Newcastle, who got relegated last season to the Championship, they've got £56 million in their salary, basically. They pay out £56 million to players every single season. We, on the other hand, we spend just 3.7 million, and that's just less than half of what Notts County in 23rd pay. So we are tiny. Absolutely. I mean, it's behind my head, actually, isn't it? It's behind my head. If I move out of the way, you can see this 3.7 million and Notts County on 6.65. It is tiny what we're spending. It is absolutely tiny. And for us to do so well, it's a bit of a miracle, really. But I think it's just because I have to be so thorough with the recruitment. I have to be so thorough to get good quality players in for the price that we get them in. So it's, I don't know. It's just, it works out quite nicely for us, but we shouldn't really be competing at all. Right, so we've played 2 games so far this season, Notts County and Preston. We started away at Notts County at their brand new Nottingham Forest Stadium. It's about 40,000 people in it, which is pretty cool. It was a really close game, actually. Forest were the early pace setters last season, but then they dropped off towards the end of it and actually finished below us in the end. But they should be up there this season, really. So to get a 2-2 draw was a pretty good result. We took the lead through Stan Porter before they scored 2 goals in quick succession, which I thought, oh, they're going to take the win away from us. But then Theo, he turned up right in the 94th minute and scored a header from a set piece to bring it back to 2-2. Now, the draw was probably the fair result, so I was very, very pleased with that. But I was even more pleased with our first half demolition. 4 goals in the first half, 5 goals in the first 50 minutes of the game. Lee Phillip with 2, Rendell with 1, Burton with 1, and Stan Porter with 1 as well. That was a superb game. We played ever so well in that. And if we can beat Preston 5-0, I don't see why we can't be in the playoffs again this season, or very near the playoffs again this season. It could be a good one for us. Today we are away to QPR, and after 2 games they sit 6th in the table with 1 win and a draw. Same points as us, but we're just ahead on goal difference because we scored 5 against Preston, obviously. So it's going to be quite a tight one today. They're a very good side, QPR, so I don't expect us to win it. I didn't expect us to win either of the other 2 games, really, but we've done very well in those opening 2 games that were very entertaining. And I regret waiting for the transfer window to shut now because I feel like we've missed out on those 2 games. I can guarantee this will be a 0-0 or we'll lose it like 4-0, something like that. Either way, this is the lineup for today's game. We've got McClement in goal as per usual, with Fletcher at the back, with Taverny, Young and Prince making that back line. I haven't quite decided between Prince and Watts yet, but I thought we'd give Prince a go in this game because I think we've got some midweek fixtures coming up soon, so I want to give Watts a bit of a rest as well. Donker stays in that CDM position from last season. Burton stays in the central midfield as well, but Stan Porter comes in this season after, of course, we had Alan Bell last season in the squad, but unfortunately he's gone to the MLS. Isn't coming back to us, so we've had to make do with Porter instead. Rendell is on the left and Langley is on the right. We had a right winger coming in from Man City, however he went somewhere else on deadline day and he would have replaced Langley. He was really, really good, but unfortunately he decided to go elsewhere. That was a bit frustrating, but Langley's very good. We still got him. And of course, leading the line from last season and still leading it this season, back on loan once again, Lee Phillip. Hopefully breaks the 20-goal mark this season after he got 16 last season. Right then, kickoff is upon us here today at Loftus Road, if they still play that. I presume they still do in this game. I've not seen QPR have a new stadium yet. We'll see in a minute anyway. No, yep, they're still at Loftus Road. It just said there, Loftus Road, so we're still there, and hopefully we've got the early chances. Rendell puts it in the back of a net for his 2nd of the season already. 2 minutes into the game, Lee Phillip puts a beautiful cross into Rendell. And as we can see on the replay here, it doesn't look much like Loftus Road, but I promise you it is. As the ball's put in, Rendell first time volleys it into the near post. The keeper can't get near it. And that was beautiful. And that temporarily puts us on top of the championship table, which is very exciting. I'm sure we'll drop down very, very soon. If not even in this game, we'll drop down very soon. We shouldn't be up there. Hopefully we can just sort of stay in the top half like we did last season and then have a push towards playoff right at the end like we did last season, but hopefully actually make the playoffs. If Cardiff hadn't scored that winner in their game or equalised or whatever it was, we would have been in the playoffs. It was so unlucky not to get there, but hopefully we'll be comfortably there this season as Burton on the edge of the area takes it on himself. Shot saved by the goalkeeper, but very, very good opening 15 minutes from us. Alright, I was having a drink, as you can see, and we've just scored a very, very good goal. Fletcher has the ball on the edge of the area. This is just after obviously that shot was saved, went out for a corner, clear, but then this happens. The ball's put into Burton on the edge of the area, and again, first time, left foot, puts it in the top corner. We've had 2 fantastic goals in this game so far. Both of them could be goal of the season already, because they were both so good. Either way, I am very surprised at how well we're playing so far this season. Like, we played very well against Forest, played excellently against Preston, but QPR, that's a different level, I think, really. And yet we are seeing them off completely. 8 shots to 2 shots in the first 30 minutes. It's amazing. Another chance for us now as Porter gets the ball on the edge of the area. Into Burton. Porter back to Burton. Burton looking to thread it through but can't quite do it. Into Phillip now, who shoots, and it's saved once again. It actually just hit the post and gone over, I think. Actually a crossbar maybe. It's gone out for a goal kick, but we're playing really well. And again, just before half-time, 10 minutes to go before half-time. Is this another chance for us as Young collects their ball forward? puts it up towards Rendell, who heads it on towards Lee Phillip. Burton can now put the ball out to Langley. Great play. The cross comes in, but no one's there, unfortunately. So what's going to happen from this goal kick as the ball is cleared up the pitch? Comes through to Donker, who plays it back to Young. If we can get it back forward again, that would be really, really good as Langley on the ball coming forward with it. This time gets past his man, puts a better cross into Rendell, who can put it back across. It's clear, but only as far as Burton, who puts it just high and wide. But we are creating so many great chances today. And that's half time. And I am really, really impressed with how we're playing so far. This is absolutely phenomenal. Right, throw in for us then as Rendell now gets the ball on the edge of the area. Burton looking to do his magic again. How many times have we seen him on the edge of the area waiting to score some goals? He's already got one, but he's had two other fantastic chances, three maybe fantastic chances, as well as his goal that might have gone in the back of a net. I think we need to watch out for him this season. He could be the surprise package in midfield that's going to grab loads of goals. If he's going to keep doing things like that, I'm going to keep him in my lineup because that is absolutely fantastic stuff. The ball forward isn't the best one, but Rendell collects the loose ball, keeps possession in towards Lee Phillip. Back to Burton again to try from long range. This time he doesn't, but Lee Phillip gets the penalty. Actually, it was who Langley tackled in the area. Lee Phillip to take the penalty. Lee Phillip then steps up, looking for his third of the season. Puts it in the back of the net. Absolutely no doubt. His third of the season, of course, there. Really top quality stuff there. Cool, calm, collected. Just slots it underneath the goalkeeper there. Really good stuff. We're 3-0 up now, 55 minutes into the game. I think we've won it. I'm going to say it, but I think we've won it. 25 minutes ago, we're going to make some changes. We're going to bring Mel Goff on for Stan Porter, who's not played brilliantly today, if I'm going to be honest with you. Langley's not played brilliantly either, but we've not really got anyone else on the right-hand side to actually come on the pitch for him. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to take off Theo and bring on Michael Thomas, just because Theo's looking a little bit tight at the back. We want to give him a rest. So Thomas is going to come on as a centre-back on defend, just to give him some game time. Because he looked so good last season. He played 12 games last season for us, mostly off the bench, but got like a 7.5 rating overall in those games. So he deserves a bit more game time, the youngster. Rendell also looking tired out there. Langley just scored a goal as well. We're going to bring Turiak on for Rendell there. Just that's the final change. Let's watch this highlight come through, though. So Langley just scored a goal to make it 4-0. What happens here, then? Whilst I was too busy making substitutions, Javon Fletcher comes forward, puts the cross in, cleared. Rendell into Langley on the edge of the area. For 3 of our goals today have been first-time shot. Well, 4 of them, technically, because the penalty is the first-time shot as well. But the 3 goals from open play have all been first-time shots from passes. And they've all been absolutely incredible. Absolutely. In the comment section now, tell me, which one did you like the look of the most? Rendell's, Burton's or Langley's? Let me know. Personally, I think Langley's could take it there, but I just love that first-time volley from Rendell. It was such a good goal. And this is incredible. 3 games played so far this season. Conceded 2, scored 11. We've got a +9 goal difference now as well. Like, we are absolutely tearing up the championship so far. I mean, after this, we'll probably then lose, like, the next 5 games in a row or something like that. But these first 3 games have been absolutely incredible. And here was me saying I don't think our team's strong as it was last season, or it's not improved from last season. I think the evidence suggests it has done. We've done really well, and I'm very, very pleased. So, what an opening episode to the season, and what a start to the season we've had as well. I'm really pleased. Hopefully, it will continue. Fingers crossed. Next episode, we're going to go for Fulham and Barnsley. That just seems like a good bit of time in between episodes. So Fulham and Barnsley coming up next time. Fingers crossed we have some more empathetic wins in between episodes and against Fulham and Barnsley as well. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.